Hello, my name is Jim Tudor with ZekeFilm.org, and today I am talking to a local St. Louis filmmaker, Nicholas Rousseau. Nicholas has directed two short films in the past few years. Both of them are what I would call hockey dramas. They are 2016's film, The Ultimate Fan, and his new film is called Super 8 Hockey, and that will be showing in the St. Louis Filmmaker Showcase coming up very shortly. Nicholas, welcome to Zeke Film.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah. So just to get started, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became a filmmaker?
You know, I became a filmmaker after watching my favorite films on the theaters, going to the theaters and just kind of like, this sounds fun. I really wanted to do movie making since 2003. That's when I really got into it. And kind of didn't know that I could do my own film until I got much older. And because you just pick up a DSLR and just start filming, come with a script. And, I did YouTube videos when I was in high school. I just did the basic stuff. Didn't think I could make the big thing until when I was in high school. Like I said, all my friends were like, Nick, when's the next YouTube video coming out? And I'm like, I'm not telling you. What's going to be it? I'm not going to tell you, because I gave them that tease because I felt like I was Hollywood. Oh, my definition of Hollywood is anywhere you film something could be Hollywood. But I gave that tease because I wanted my viewer to say, oh, we saw that. It all started by doing a funny skit with my brother called Don't Take My Budweiser. That it's still up on YouTube. That actually director Jason Redman saw. And it's kind of neat that he saw my work. And in a way, when I did that video for Don't Take My Budweiser, I'm thinking here, oh, I got something. My friends want more of something of me. They want my next video. They always came to lunch and say, Nick, when are you going to do it? I'm like, I'm not telling you, because it's, how filmmaking is, all hush up. They do like some things, but not all things, because they don't want everybody like, oh, that's going to be the spoil. So.
Right. One thing about filmmaking, no matter how big the project or how small the project, is that nothing is certain until the cameras are rolling and you've got your footage, and even then it can fall apart or not happen. So
Exactly.
it's really not for sure until it's done. So
yes.
You've completed two films that are not on the YouTube level. They're above that, right?
Yes, I consider.
Tell us about them. How did you go from the level of a high school YouTuber to making two short films of higher production value?
I always think of what's going to be next, like how I'm going to film. Like when I look at something to this day, I'm like, how could I film that? How could I make that different from everybody else? And then with your question, how did I make to YouTube to film? I think in my head with writing. I can't write sometimes because I get writer's block. I admit I do, but I kind of like, how can I deliver my thoughts to people? And yeah, YouTube started as improv. Then it became like, hey, let's sit down after I worked on a couple films with my friends and kind of did those short films. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm going to finally do a film. And I did it in college. I did The Ultimate Fan for college, but I just did the boss scene. And I'm like, I like the boss scene, but I love to tell the story about the sister-in-law, how she gets in town, to show that. I got to show how the brother, Floyd, hates his sister-in-law. I kind of start watching more TV. I kind of created around I Love Raymond, because I was still on TV during that time. How Raymond loves his mom, but hates when she comes over every single day. And I took the sister-in-law like that character. Like make whole the hate level, but kind of respect level, kind of like she's family. I'm gonna respect her, but I'm gonna have how she just hates me because I do my passion as sports. She doesn't like sports. She doesn't care, and she just kind of like make because you have the line running away from your mother-in-law. No, sister-in-law, mother-in-law. Because mother-in-law's women. My bad.
Hmm.
But sister-in-law, you run away from your sister-in-law because she doesn't respect the game because you enjoy the game as much as you spend time. Because everybody needs a time alone, by alone sometimes.
Right.
So I thought
So,
you two go on.
oh no, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just going to comment on the fact that your films are character based, and your
Yes.
two films, and there is a moral center to both of them. The main character, both of them played by this actor Clayton Burry. I'd like to hear you talk a little bit about him in just a minute. But first, let's continue just with this thought about the themes of your films being, first of all, about hockey. That's the thing on the surface. It's like in the films, the characters either love hockey or play hockey, and so clearly that's important to you. And then, of course, the choices that they make and the way they relate to one another through hockey. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. Why hockey? And, you know, why you're compelled to tell stories of, characters with making moral choices.
So why hockey? St.
Hmm.
Louis is a sports town. We
Yes.
like the Cardinals. We love the Blues. We love the sports. And when I was at the showcase, just watching it myself with no submissions, and I didn't see any sports films.
Hmm.
And I know filmmakers don't need to be making sports films all the time, but I'm like, that's what I want to bring to the sports
Mm.
community and the film community in St. Louis because we are a sports town. I love sports.
Hmm.
I watch it. I watch the Cup. I watch the Stanley Cup to the World Series. Yes, I still watch a little football because of the Rams loss. I don't really care as much, but I know we still have a drive for football. So I know St. Louis has the sports town in it.
Mm.
And I really, yeah, I can make a whole film. But to me, whole films, if I want to make a whole film, just make it with my friends, like with my other colleagues, community. And I
Mm.
just kind of like, we don't have enough sports films to tell.
Hmm.
I know I'm open to any genre. I got told once that I will film to a sports to action-packed film. It doesn't matter what film, I'll work on it. And I know if you're going to work on my film, you're going to work on the theme of hockey. Baseball is too hot because, you got to film in the summer. It's so hard. And then hockey, I felt like it's more controllable because you're inside a rink.
Right.
We still filmed in the summer, but we was controlled by a rink,
Yeah.
and it wasn't. I didn't have to worry about getting my players too dehydrated
Hmm.
outside. If they
Hmm.
needed, yeah, they drink water, but we just got. It was a
Mm.
nice, cool environment.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a cool environment. As a crew member on various projects, I've worked on ice in hockey rinks before. The challenge there is taking care of your own feet and having equipment out on the ice. And you had some shots of hockey players on the ice. You shot on the ice. How was that?
I didn't do that for the Ultimate Fan, and I regret that. I really do. I really look at the Ultimate Fan, and I said I should have gone to the ice. I'm grateful that Creve Coeur Ice Rink, that's the ice rink we used, was
Hmm.
willing to let me be on the rink, and I got in touch with a couple of my extras who play the game. So whoever every time somebody on that team, they actually play a game. They actually do play on adult leagues. And I was lucky enough to got Clayton again. He's a great
Hmm.
actor.
Hmm.
Um, he helped with getting a couple of the extras too. So it was really great to have the environment. And I only had to buy the pennies, the Proctor's pennies. I went
Hmm.
to thrift stores. I went to Play Against Sports. I bought the pennies
Hmm.
because I'm like, you guys bring the equipment, I'll bring the pennies.
Cool. So that all came together very well. Besides that
Yes.
ice rink, you were shooting in a lot of other recognizable for St. Louisans locations like Schiller's, the
Yes.
old camera store and Caruso's, the neighborhood bar. That's in both films. Um,
Yes.
yeah, that's brings a lot of terrific production value to your films on a budget. Anything to say about those places?
Um, just have good context. I wanted to film at Caruso's. I go there once in a while. I actually knew because now the new ownership, but the daughter,
Hmm.
I knew his dad, Steve. So Steve's always like, yeah, yeah, film at my restaurant. I don't care. Cool, cool. And then with Schiller's, I was lucky enough to get permission. And
Hmm.
then one of my production assistants, dads actually works at Schiller's,
Oh,
is actually a manager. I was like, is it possible? If not, then we could fake it. We could go
yeah.
somewhere else. He's like, no, 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 you guys could use it. I'm like, oh, cool, cool. And of course he had to, not saying he had to shower us, but he had to be on set. I don't mind. He's the manager. He let
Hmm.
us in on a
Hmm.
Sunday
Of
when it was
course.
closed. But it's still great to use great locations
Hmm.
for look in those places in St. Louis.
Yeah. It makes a big difference.
It does.
And tell us about your leading man, Clayton Burry, who's the leading of both Super 8 hockey and The Ultimate Fan.
Clayton Brewery is wonderful. He is a friend, older brother, not really, but I consider him as a friend and a older brother, a mentor, a wonderful actor.
Hmm.
If anybody has the opportunity to work with him, I hope they work with him. To
Hmm.
me, he's my Tom Hanks because I will, of course, work with him twice. But I consider whenever I needed help, I say, "Hey, Clayton, what do you think about this?" And he's like, "Okay, we could do this, we could do that." He gave his input, and he's very talented. I could give him any script. I feel like I could give him any script, and he could do it. He could be
Yeah.
serious, he could be dramatic, anything.
Yeah, he definitely does a great job of carrying these dramatic hockey stories.
Yes.
So yeah, so why don't you tell us um, about the film itself, Super 8 Hockey, what it's about, and why it has a particular um, production twist about it, in that the character played by Clayton is known. His nickname is Super 8, and you also make the film as though it were shot on Super 8 film, right?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Okay, so tell us about just what the movie's about, and about the decision to make it appear like an old home movie.
Okay. Well, to answer the first part of the question, the Super League Hockey is about two teammates. One teammate is trying to mentor the other teammate uh, without messing up like he did back in his high school days and college days, because he wants him to be not don't cheat in
Mhm.
life. He wants him to be just play it straight and be honest and just enjoy it. Don't make the extra buck. Because everybody wants to play hockey just for fun.
Mhm.
You know, it's not the way. Nobody likes cheating. If you cheat, it's when you get caught, it's never fun because there's always repercussions. And
Mhm.
then Clayton's character is called Super Weight. because how he works with his dad at the camel store. And I filmed it like a super weight because the team is Clayton's nickname is pretty much super weight. And I thought, I have to put a camel angle in this because in my first film, he was a photographer. How could I
Mhm.
do this? It's kind of pretty much they're not sponsored by the camel store, but they just got the influence by the
Mhm.
name. And I thought I could make it look like a super weight because I wanted people to think first time probably touching a camel. Because I don't know about you, Jim. Did you ever film with a super weight
I
back in the
have.
day?
Yes, I have.
I did it in college. I was not. I always did digital, but I did it in college. It was so much fun to
Hmm.
do it before all technology was a thing today.
Right.
So I thought, if I can make it like a super weight, it'll be more home. People
Hmm.
could relate to it. People could remember when they pick up the first camel and shot with it. They could actually have like, oh yeah, I back in the day I filmed, my family vacation
Hmm.
with it.
Yeah.
That whole home feeling.
Yeah. It's very
And
tactile, grainy, not at all like the pristine digital video of today.
yes, and I just went with it because I wanted people to feel home with it. I want people to think, oh, I remember that. Because,
Mm.
filmmaking is also art.
Mhm.
So I did the whole thought, okay, let's do artwork. Like what's how we would do the art of the aspect of it. So I'm
Yeah.
just trying to have fun with it.
Hmm. All right. Well, we'll get to wrapping it up here. But again, the film is called Super 8 Hockey, and it's going to be playing in the St. Louis Filmmaker Showcase. Nick, congratulations on
Thank you.
being admitted into that festival. Tell us a little bit about how people can see it when it's playing.
I don't have a exact date yet, but sometime in July, whenever the Super 8, when the
Hmm.
showcase is going on.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, showcase is going to be digital this year. There's not going to be no in-person theaters.
Okay.
It does stink, but going to cinema, St. Louis Cinema.org. So probably we could buy tickets. Chris hasn't released anything about that yet. It's
Okay.
only to us. But you could see my film. You could see other films by St. Louisans. Based. It's always a great time to be in the showcase. This is I'm two
Yeah.
for two. If I'm batting, I'm
Oh.
2 for 2 so far.
So Ultimate Fan also played the showcase back in its year.
Yes, it did. That was my
Okay.
first one. I was happy about that, and now I'm more happy to get back in
Mm.
because you never know when you never be back into a film festival. So
Yeah.
I always think, oh, cool, because I'm in the same sentence as another St. Louis. Then.
Sure.
So the main goal is to hopefully to get in more film festivals. If not, at least we got in one. You can't take that. They can't take that away.
No, they
When
cannot.
when Gretzky did say you could take million shots, I forgot the quote actually, but I just
When you
I
get that,
actually
get one.
yes I get one. I actually for the Ultimate Fan back to the Ultimate Fan with that I
Yeah.
actually had when the Stanley Cup was here in St. Louis for the All Star game.
Right.
I was talking to the keeper of the cup at the time, and he actually saw and he said, "Oh, I'd like to see that." He gave me his business card. I sent it to him. So technically, it did go to Canada because it was sent in the email, and
Okay.
the keeper of the cup did see my video, my film, and I
Yeah.
think that and he did say, "Well, that's what we do," because I did mention the keeper of the cup on my first one.
Yes. Yeah. Well, in the film Ultimate Fan, it's that one's a little more lighthearted than Super 8 Hockey, in that the Stanley Cup is being brought around to bars in St. Louis, and they bring it into Caruso's, and then you know, lo and behold, in the course of things, somebody turns their back and the Stanley Cup is stolen.
Yep.
I just want to ask you about the fake, I presume this is fake Stanley Cup. Where did you get this replica they're running around with in the parking garage when it's stolen?
I actually bought that online. It was a pretty penny, but I still bought it.
Yeah.
They actually give you a little certificate of authentication. They give you a tablecloth. They give you the cup, of course, and the best part, the white gloves. They give you white gloves.
Yeah, which the guy wears when he brings it in.
The guy wears.
I noticed that. I noticed that detail. That's from which we all saw when, of course, here in St. Louis, the Blues won the Stanley Cup a few years ago. The guys with the gloves come out with the thing, and it's a whole ceremony. Okay.
When I got him, go on. Sorry. I was going to say, whenever I got that detail, I bet I made him proud by saying, okay, he's good. He's doing my job well.
Yeah, that's right. We've replicated that. Everybody likes to see their job accurately replicated in a movie.
Yes.
Okay, so, well, Nick, what's next for you?
You know, I am, because I did a fantasy trophy, not saying it's a fantasy trophy, but doing the fantasy award about a trophy, fantasy award about adult league. What's next?
Yeah.
Probably I am coughing up a draft in my head right now with making a draft about fantasy hockey. Like when you're on your phone and drafting players and all that.
Right. Fantasy hockey.
I believe that would be the last. Yeah, fantasy hockey league. We touch a little about gambling with the cheating scandal and Super 8 hockey. We might explore maybe fan duels or something. I'm not going to call it fan duels, of course, because copyright infringement. But I might do betting as well. So I'm kind of like thinking, how could I tie in fantasy hockey on the phone? So I'm coughing some up of ideas. I've been watching a lot of other sports movies and TV shows to get an explanation, trying to get the how I want it. So this, it might not be a drama per se, like my last two.
Yeah,
I might shoot for a comedy.
Okay.
With this, because I don't know if you're familiar with the TV show The League.
I've heard of it.
They talk about it's fantasy football, and I might look at that spin, and it would be probably leading up to the draft. So it won't be too much about for say fantasy, but it will look up to like getting ready to the draft for say. All right. You know what I'm saying? Like they're getting on those phones and getting ready. It'd probably be draft day, and they're actually drafting while they filming. It's some ideas floating in my head. So most likely I am going to try to do a comedy, but if I have to do another drama, I don't care.
Okay. Well,
and I am thinking about doing Clayton Bully as well, my main character again.
Well, terrific. Then you have a trilogy, don't you?
Yes. I don't think I could. I like 4, but I think 3 is good.
Yeah, 3 always, when these things go into 4, like Pirates of the Caribbean or whatever, it just feels like a little like, but no, you follow your muse here, and by all means keep going. Whatever whatever unfolds in the future, be it a 4th hockey drama or a 3rd one or what have you. Best of luck with that next project, and keeping one foot in front of the other in a sports town such as St. Louis. It can be hard to be a filmmaker here, but you're putting these things together in an interesting way. So keep at it, Nicholas. And we're going to wrap it up here. This is ZekeTalk. Again, my name is Jim Tudor, Nicholas Rousseau here with his film Super 8 Hockey showing at the St. Louis Filmmaker Showcase. You can find details on that at cinemastlouis.org, where the showcase will be virtual this year. So be sure to look up Super 8 Hockey within the St. Louis Filmmaker Showcase, and you can get your tickets online, presumably. Find more details again at cinemastlouis.org. And Nicholas, thank you for being on the show here.
No problem. Thank you for having me, Jim. I always enjoy your reviews.
Oh, thank you so much.
I always kind of enjoy them.
Much appreciated.
I might say you might have to maybe make a cameo in my next film.
Oh, boy.
Maybe I could work you in somehow. Somehow I'll try to put you in.
Yeah. You need a film critic to get hit in the head with a hockey puck. That I'm your guy.
All film critic
right.
who doesn't know how to play fantasy.
No, I don't know a thing about it. So I could be
So
the dumb.
Perfect.
I could be the dumb guy who they have to explain it to. All right. Well, Nick, again, thank you so much, and again, best wishes with this. Okay.
Thank you so much, Jim.